Hey everyone, what I want to talk to you about in this video is summer bedding. I'm sure you can see it pretty clearly. Here's a big fresh summer buck bed. And you know, as I was talking to Tyler right before we filmed this, there's really not a lot. Like you find a summer bed, it's not always like, okay, I hit the jackpot, I'm gonna kill this buck here next fall. But the biggest key to summer bedding is the fact that summer bedding and the way these deer act this time of year, they're very sluggish, they're very centralized in their movements, it's hot. You find summer beds, or you find a big fresh buck bed like this, you're going to be able to get on this deer at least throughout the summer, you know, get good pictures, good inventory, and it really is a good starting point for the upcoming season. But one of the main things I want to talk about in this video is 99% of your summer bedding is really in the bulk of the feeding too. At least here out in the big woods and, you know, in the mountains, there's no ag land, no food plots, so it's not like there's much of a bed to feed pattern. Where they're bedding is where they're feeding, and we'll show you in some still shots, but all these plants around this bed are nibbled up, and there's browse all through this area. We're on the edge of a pretty young clear cut here, and that's what these deer are doing this time of year. They're laying down for a half hour roughly. They get up and feed. They might move 50 yards from one bed, feed to the next, and lay down. That's really the key to getting on summer deer, is finding this combination of browse and bedding cover. It's not always clear cut related. These younger cuts, like anywhere from 1 to 5 years old, tend to really be great spots, but for the most part, if you just have heavy browse, generally it's going to be in more open wooded areas where this is getting a ton of sunlight. That's why we have a lot of browse here. But the key is food. Where there's going to be a lot of browse is probably going to be where you're going to have your best bucks, here in the mountains. So that's kind of what I wanted to point out is, if you just want to get on summer bucks and to kind of start a plan for this coming fall, finding this summer bedding, this combination of heavy browse, that's going to be a great starting point for this fall. So hopefully, it's early July right now, and we're not very far away from this coming season, but hopefully, you can use this some sort of way to get on some summer bucks. Hey folks, what I want to talk about in this video is the difference between summer bedding and fall bedding. We are at a really nice, well-used, fall buck bed that's probably getting used anywhere from starting September, could even be right until the rut. In the summertime, you're going to find more open woods bedding. Bucks are going to be in bachelor groups. They use each other for security. But then once they break up, they sense hunting season's coming. That's a fact. But also, overall, they get way more insecure, and they really want to spend more time in cover. And this is exactly just a perfect spot, a perfect bed to explain of kind of what a buck's needs are, in the fall. We're right on the edge of like this clear cut, and it's real thick around me. He does have some openings where he can kind of see all around him in here as well. There's lanes just about north, south, east, west, so he does have some visual as well. But this is what you want to be focusing on in the fall. This is what you want to expect the buck to be doing. Obviously he's not going to lay in this bed all day, but he's going to stay in the thick, browsing around, and he's probably not coming out of here till right before dark or right after. This is one of the biggest issues hunters have, is they watch bucks all summer, and then all of a sudden, everything changes, and they struggle to get back on him. And that's just the fact that there's been a huge change to his pattern. So what you want to keep in mind, the biggest thing is cover and security, and like I always say, a secondary food source right in this bed. I don't know if you can see it, but this deer is literally eating on stuff as he's laying here, and that's just so important. But overall, it's open woods bachelor bedding for the most part, and then they seek cover. Focus on thick cover early season. I'm a big fan of focusing more around bedding than I am food sources, especially because here in Pennsylvania, our season doesn't come until early October, so really most of that movement's within the bedroom. So hopefully you learned something from this. Appreciate your following and support, and good luck this coming season. God bless you.